to kind of point out where class resources are, okay? So this PowerPoint that we are going through today, that's going to be posted underneath course documents, okay? So I'm going to be posting that underneath course documents, and that is a link on the Blackboard page. The recordings are available underneath Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, okay? So once you go into Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, you have to open up the menu that's on that. So it's just above the create session. You have to go to that menu, open it up, and then you can go to recordings. And each weekly recording will be in there. And just it takes maybe 10, 15 minutes after the session has closed for that recording to become available. Okay, so that is our teaching and learning plan. Any questions there right now? Okay, so once I go into Blackboard Collaborate Ultra here, just going to kind of go and show you this here, right? So right now, we're in progress right now here, right? Next week, there'll be week 2, and it'll be Monday, and then there'll be a week 2 Wednesday, right? So you just select the date that you are going to be entering. And in order to get the recordings, you go over to the menu, you go to recordings, and right now, there's nothing in there, right? Because we are doing the first recording. Okay, let's look under course documents. Course documents, what you'll notice now that it's in here, we have orientation information, okay? So this first PDF, that was the PowerPoint presentation that Mr. Frank Roberts went through yesterday. So if you're wondering what happened yesterday, maybe you couldn't make the fall orientation, you can go into that and have a look at that. That shows key information, especially about our academic advisors, right? If you need to make any changes to your courses, if you want to switch programs, you have to speak to the academic advisor. And we have 2 academic advisors, right? Catherine and Charles. So Charles is our academic advisor for international students, and Catherine is our academic advisor for domestic students. Also, that's available on here is 4 documents that I believe when you picked up your laptop, that information was given to you by the IT. Okay, so that information here, you want to make sure that you are aware of the information they gave you. Hopefully that you read it when it was handed out to you, because one of the important things is having your VPN, making sure that you are connected to the VPN, the Global Protect, that you're connected to that when you need to borrow the AutoCAD license, okay? So we're going to go through that today as well. So that information is there. And then when we talk about, okay, what about notes for our class? So there is this link here, it's called Lecture Notes. That is where our weekly PowerPoint slides will be. And you'll notice right now, week 1, we have this PDF, but then there's also videos about Windows 10. So we included this information about Windows 10. Probably most people are already familiar with how to use Windows 10, but it's just a little reminder, some shortcuts on how to copy and paste. And we're going to go over a couple of those shortcuts in Monday's class. Okay, so the weekly PDFs will be posted here. Yes, go ahead, Harjit. So we got a raised hand there. Was that on purpose or by accident? Okay, looks like he left the session. Okay. Okay, so that PDF is posted. If I click on this PDF right now, it's just, slide by slide of what we're talking about here. Okay. Doesn't give a whole lot of information, just kind of gives us an outline, right? It's not word by word. So then we have over on the left-hand side, we have assignments. Again, I don't think that's populated right now. Mohammed, did you have a question?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes,
I just have a question about my VPN. So how can I connect that? How can I do that?
Okay, so we're going to go over that. If you just give us a minute, let me get through this portion, and then we're going to talk about that.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So over here on the left, you'll notice we have an assignments page, we have a quizzes page, and we have a test page, right? So all three of those, at the appropriate time, we will go to those different links there to access the material that's in that section. There's also this web links, right? This is for your information, okay? Autodesk is a product that many, many people use for design applications. So this information here, lots of links if you want to have further research on certain things. Next up is the tools link. Okay, so this tools is just a shortcut of what's available over here on the left. Okay, this tools page. And one things that you might find interesting is if you want to send an email to somebody in the class, but you're not quite sure what their email address is, you can go to send email. And you can go, if you sent an email to all student users, that sends it to all 76 people that are in the class, right? If you select all instructor users, that sends it to both Tony and myself, okay? If you want to send it to someone specifically, you can go to select users, and then you'll notice the list of people in the class over here. All right, so let's say I want to send it to Caleb. I select his name. I use this button over here. And then I scroll down and I put in my subject line, and then I tell him whatever my message is. And then I hit submit. Okay, so if you want to do individual people, maybe you only know their first name, go to here, find that person, go over and push it over into the selected. So now if I was to send this, it would go to Caleb and Dylan. Okay. So that's just a select users. So just be careful with that one. Another tool that you might find useful is this My Grades. Okay, so it says displayed detailed information about your grades. If I use this My Grades link right here, right now, this is grades having to do with only CAP 1434. Okay, so only with CAP 1434. So once we have an item where there is a grade that is associated with it, it will pop up in here and there will be graded and submitted. Okay, graded and submitted. So that's something that we'll show you once we do a practice assignment. Next up then is our calendar. Okay, our calendar. And you'll notice in the calendar right now, oops. In the calendar right now, we have some preloaded things in here, right? So this is telling me when quiz 1 is, when quiz 2, when quiz 3, when assignment number 1, right? And if I was to select this here, Q1 means quiz number 1. Okay, so quiz number 1, we're going to start writing that at 9:10 a.m. on September 20th, and it will be completed in 10 minutes. Okay, so those, if you look at this calendar right now, that shows you the dates for the entire term, and this corresponds with the dates that are already in that teaching and learning plan. Okay, already in that teaching and learning plan. So it's just in a different format, right? In a calendar format. Okay, so what are we going to be doing on Mondays? Mondays is we're going to be doing help with commands and assignments and our weekly 10-minute quiz. Wednesday will be our weekly topic discussion and demonstration and instructions for assignments. Okay, that's when we will be previewing those. I like to start my classes on time. We will be taking attendance daily. Okay, email if you can't make it. We have penalty for missing assignment deadlines, right? If you are not in the course to write the quiz, you will get a 0. If you do not hand in your assignment by the due date and time, it will be reduced by 50%. Okay? And I say to turn off cell phones and other distractions, right? So it's hard enough sitting in front of the computer for 2 hours to listen to us. So make sure you turn off your distractions. cell phones, try to be in a quiet room where you don't have many distractions so that you can focus on your schooling, right? So we have this, to do two things at once is to do neither, right? So we have to, if you're focusing on one task, that's what we should be focusing on. So make sure that you turn off any other distractions. Strongly suggest you use a calendar and an organizer as a daily diary. Yesterday they went over academic misconduct, students' rights and responsibilities, right? If you need to withdraw from courses and programs, all of this information is underneath academics' rights and responsibilities on our webpage. on our webpage. So it's important that you understand what is expected as from a student view, and you have certain rights and responsibilities. So I just have our quizzes multiple choice. Quizzes are short answer or multiple choice, depends. We have a variety. We have some fill in the blank. We have some multiple choice. The quizzes are not essay questions. Okay? And Dylan, when you say so you had some technical difficulties, join 2 minutes, that will not affect your attendance, okay? For the first couple of weeks, we do have some internet problems, so that does happen, and we are aware of that, okay? So it's when we have, the important thing is if you are having internet problems or you're having problems getting onto the Blackboard and we have a test that day, let's say, for example, the most important thing is to send an email stating that you are having those as soon as physically possible, right? Make us aware that you have that problem. Don't tell me 2 days later the reason why you couldn't get onto the test was because you had internet problems, right? So make sure you make us aware of that as soon as possible. No inappropriate screensavers, wallpapers, stickers, right, that you're placing on your personal books and your laptop. And the laptops that you have been issued, they are yours for your duration here at the college, right? So make sure you keep them in good working order, and make sure you identify them, because once we are back on campus, everybody has the same one. It looks all exactly the same. All the bags look the same, right? So make sure you kind of put some personal identification on those. A couple of key dates here. So Tuesday, September 21st. That is, so let's say you're here today, and maybe in a week you decide, ooh, I don't think this is for me. I don't want to go to school anymore. Tuesday, September 21st is the last day that you are able to withdraw and get any money back. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're really on the fence about whether or not you want to attend school this term, make sure you have this September 21st date in mind, because that is the last day that you will be able to get any sort of monies back from your decision to withdraw. If you decide to withdraw on the 22nd, Wednesday, you're not going to get any funds back. The other thing is Monday, October 11th, that's Thanksgiving. We have no classes that day. You should be using the laptop for all of your classes. All of the classes, not just for AutoCAD. You should be using it for all your classes. The midterm break, there are no classes, so that's Monday, October 25th to Friday, October 29th. You may have some catching up to do. I don't think in our class there won't be an assignment that you have to do. So some classes you might have some work to do in that, some classes you might not. So that hopefully is a rejuvenation week that you can get re-energized for the second half of the term. Last day of the term is Friday, December 17th. Final marks are available on December 24th. And then the winter term start is on Monday, January 10th. Right, so you do have a nice chunk of time off there for winter break. I think it's a good 3 weeks. So just keep that in mind, right? The term will go a lot faster than you think. So that's one thing that I always find. All right, so finally we got to Mohammed's question about the VPN and how to connect to it. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my other screen here. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so how do you get the VPN? So first of all, I'm going to show you what the VPN looks like, and it's this little icon right here. It's a little world. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to ask, do you have that little icon? So go on the lower right-hand side, and there's usually this little button here, expands it out. And do you see one that looks like a little world, little circle? No. Okay, so I was kind of afraid of this. Okay, so some people have it, maybe some people don't. If you have it, okay, so Andy has it. He's going to go on to this. So whoever has the world, what you're going to do is you're going to click on that and you're going to say connect. Okay, so that's the global protect. You're going to say connect. If you don't have it, what I want you to do is I want you to go over to the start menu. So notice I'm gone over here and I'm going to start to type into here. I'm going to start to type into here and I'm going to go global protect. For the people who said no that don't have that icon, you need to see if you have the Global Protect app loaded onto your laptop. If you have the Global Protect loaded onto the laptop, you can just open it. Okay, and you should still get this icon coming up like this. So connect it. So you either connect it through the icon, or you can go over here and go Global Protect. Okay, so first we'll deal with those people who actually have it loaded onto their laptop. I'm now going to say connect here. I got to enter my password. And this is my login password, right? The login password for Blackboard. And that's the protection, right? I got to go grab my phone. I'll be right back. So I just got my the 6-digit code to enter it in from my phone, verifying from my phone. Okay, so now I'm going to put that number in. Multi-layer verification, right? And I'm going to say yes, say signed in. You'll notice it's still connecting. Okay, I just had a little blip there with my internet connection. All right, so if you have Global Connect here, just simply click on it and do the connecting. If you have, type it in here, Global Protect, and if you have the app already loaded, do the same procedure. Okay, so now I see coming up in the chat that first off, I'm just going to address Ricardo. Okay, so You're an international student and you're in Mexico right now. So you do not currently have a laptop. You are logging in to your laptop using Splashtop. All right. If you, and Anna has provided, you have to have set up your VPN using the Niagara College vpn.niagaracollege.ca. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to type that in. So you have to download this first. If you do not have it, you need to download it. And what you're going to use is you're going to use the Windows 64-bit Global Protect. Okay, Windows 64-bit Global Protect agent, and you are going to download that in. Okay, so I'm going to give a few minutes to kind of get people who are working through that this way. Okay, just going to scroll back up. So Jesse, if you don't have it, right, you go to this vpn.niagaracollege.ca. Okay, the couple of things here. If you are trying to stream the Blackboard and you are trying to also put in this Global Connect, it could be the fact that your internet is not strong enough to do both things at once. Okay, so that could be one issue. So if that, Hernan, if that's, you're saying your connection failed, what I want you to do is I want you to log out of Blackboard. So completely leave this Blackboard interface and try to connect it that way and see if that helps. So I'm just going to ask Mohammed, yours was the first question. How do you get the okay, you got it. Good. Okay, so if you're having trouble with the connection, log out, and the address is VPN. You're going to use the 64-bit. And also make sure that you are using Google Chrome for your browser. Okay, Mohammed, yep.
Yeah, I got it. It says here my portal address. So,
So you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so stay connected, and then I'm going to show you how to borrow the CAD license. Okay, so we need to be connected to this Global Protect because we have to borrow the license that way. Okay, I'm not going to be able to say your name properly. Oblol run, Obla run. Very mispronounced improperly. Go ahead and you want to turn your microphone on?
Can you hear me, ma'am? Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's pronounced as Obalolorun or Oba.
Oba. Okay, thank you. That's
meaning king.
What did you have a question for?
Yeah, my first question is what's the essence of the VPN? That's my first question.
So the VPN allows us to securely access the web browser at the college. And we need to securely access the server at the college to borrow the AutoCAD license.
Now, my other question is, I'm unable to download AutoCAD on my system from apps anywhere, but I have AutoCAD 2021 on my system. It's been cracked already. Can I
It's not
make
going to
use
work.
of that? Oh.
Okay,
So
so
what do I do?
you're going to have to, where are you actually right now?
I'm currently in Nigeria.
Okay, so you are not, okay, so you have your own system at, you have AutoCAD 2021 on there.
Yes, ma'am.
I would suggest removing the AutoCAD 2020. Uninstall it because they're not going to, they don't like having two different versions on one system. It doesn't work well.
Okay,
So
I have to
uninstall.
uninstall the 2021.
Pardon?
You said I have to uninstall the 2021 version.
Uninstall the one that you installed from Apps Anywhere.
No, I haven't. I couldn't install any from Apps Anywhere because it was showing unavailable.
Yes. So you already have 2021 installed on your own personal computer?
Yes, ma'am.
That will be fine.
Okay. So I don't
Okay.
need to connect to VPN.
No, you don't. If you have a working version on your own personal laptop, and this is because you are still in Nigeria. Otherwise, I would want you to use our laptop, okay? But because you're still in Nigeria, you can use that AutoCAD 2021.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. There might be some slight differences in the way it looks, but it should not cause us any problems, okay?
Okay. But the command will still be the same.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Right.
Okay, Mohammed, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the portal address?
The portal address. Okay,
Yeah.
1 sec. Let me bring up the.
It's listed in the chat right now. You can copy and paste it.
Where is it? The one that Nathan says?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right, so a couple of people are still having issues with this. So Jordan is having issues. And Mitchell is having issues. So what we might have to do here with, and Nathan, oh no, he's saying get out and try it again. Sometimes you might have to close right down, right? Close right down. Thank you, Tony. Okay, so we have link not open. It shows that this site cannot be reached. Okay, so whoever is not in Canada, there is likely a different process for you. Now, I'm going to go. So, okay, yeah, so restart your computer and jump back in, Anthony. Restart your computer and jump back in. And I'm just going to address the... Okay, thank you, Anna. The Global Protect VPN, it is posted. If we go back to that orientation underneath course documents, the INS Global Protect VPN, step-by-step instructions, okay? Step-by-step instructions. So make sure that you have that information, 64 bits. Okay, run next. Installs it. Okay, connect. All right, so what we're going to do here is those people who are still having connection fails, we're going to take a 10-minute break right now. So what I want you to do, if you are still having connection fails, you're going to leave this session And you are going to try to install the VPN strictly with that, the only thing that's running. Okay, so close up everything else and do that connection that way. Yep, Mohammed, go ahead. We'll start back up at 9:30. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Yeah, I just copied the link and paste it into my global project, but it still doesn't work. I don't know why, actually.
I don't know why either. Are you in Chrome?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you out of the country, Mohammed?
Where is it?
Are you out of the country?
Yeah. No, I'm in Canada.
Oh, okay. I do think there might be an alternate address for international students. I feel like I've seen this before. I'm trying to look into it, but it doesn't seem to be your particular issue. You might be able to sit after class and figure it out too.
So should I use like a Firefox? That's the problem, or not?
Try Firefox, right?
Okay.
So log right out of this one right now and attempt it in a separate browser, and then come back at 9:30.
Okay.
And just that might work. It might work because we're in. Ay. Okay, Caleb. I see you're stuck connecting to the address. Yeah, it might take a few minutes, but let's do this. Log out of Blackboard right now. Get out of this session. Join us back. Join us back at 9:30, and hopefully it will have installed. It might. I'm going to have to contact IT. Here is the link. The link is available underneath course documents. It is the whole, if you go to the Global Protect VPN, tells you step-by-step instructions. Okay, so we will resume at 9:30.
Denise?
Yep.
I pulled a guide off the IT website, and they are giving an alternate portal address. Do you want me to share that on my screen and give it a try?
Yeah, sure. Here, let me.
Or I could type it in there. I could type it in the chat.
Whereabouts was it? Do you know, what did you type in to get it?
I am at its.niagaracollege.ca / student VPN access instructions.
Sorry, again, what?
So the ITS homepage.
Yeah.
And then student VPN access instructions. If you do a search for, what did I search for? Student VPS access, it should come up.
I can't even get into the Niagara College.
It's
Is it
probably
ITS?
being accessed a lot right now. I could type it in the meantime.
Okay, here we are. So, sorry, this here?
So if you just go to Niagara College IT, and it'll take you to the home page. And then in here, I did a search for student VPN. And it should come up with a new page for you when you hit enter. Right here. And if you scroll down to under audience, VPN user guide, yep, right there. And it should open a PDF. I don't think that's the one, but let's check. Keep going. Yeah, okay. So this isn't the one. Can you get close this PDF?
Yep.
And see the one? Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah. This is if you're using your own computer.
Okay. Well,
right? So this says here, if we look at this one, for faculty using their own computers that have not been issued by Niagara College.
so could this help the international students?
Yes, this will help the international students. So for the international students who do not have a laptop, if you are in, if you do not have the student issued laptop, you have to go to this VPN user and it has a different web address. So it's this byodnc.niagaracollege.ca. So BYOD means bring your own device. Okay. This is only if you, this one here that I have on the screen right now, this one here is the, if you are bringing your own device using your own laptop. Okay, so if you are in another country, if you are using the college issued laptop, you need to use the link from, need to use this link here that is underneath course documents. Okay, if you, and this is very important, if you have the college issued laptop, you can't use that bring your own device nc.niagaracollege.ca. Portal address, Jordan, are you using our laptop? If you're using a college issued laptop, it is this right here. I just have to step away for a minute, use my facilities. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm hoping that everybody has been able to get the Global Protect app on their laptop, or it's really important that if you have a college issued laptop, that you are using that, and you need to use the Global Protect app to get the license. The whole reason why we've gone through this exercise about this Global Protect is so that we can talk to the server at the college in order to borrow the application license for AutoCAD. Okay, that's the whole reason why we went through this process. So the AutoCAD, the Autodesk products are already locally installed on your computer. They're already locally installed there on your computer. So in order for us to use them, we need to borrow the license, okay? So to borrow the license, you have to be connected. You have to be connected to the Global Protect. So you must be connected there. So I'm just going to double check that I am. And you can see right here that I am connected. The globe is now blue, and there's a check mark beside it. And as I hover there, it says connected. If you are still not being able to connect, this is something that you're going to have to email IT about. Okay, you're going to have to email IT. Hernan, are you using a college-issued laptop? That's one of the things they're going to ask you if you're using a college-issued laptop. If you are not using so you're using a college-issued laptop, so it's very important that you contact IT in order to get this resolved. Okay, so you're going to, the email address to contact IT is, let me see here. Let me make sure I get the contact information. Here is your IT. If you want to email them directly, Tony has provided the email, the website. If you need to email them directly, you do IT Service Desk. This is their email address. Okay, that's their email address. When you email them, make sure that you include what program you are in. Make sure you include your student name, your student number, and a telephone number that you can be reached at. Okay, it's really important, the telephone number, because then they can be talking to you on the phone and walking you through what is wrong. Okay, so make sure that you when you, in your email address, include the program that you're in. Tell them that you have if you have a college-issued laptop, or if you are outside of the country, make sure that you make them aware of that. Give the student number and a phone number that you can be contacted at. Okay, so that's going to be very important for them to resolve the issues that you're having with this. Okay. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, so if you are still having issues, email IT. Email IT. This is the email address. This is the website if you want to troubleshoot some more, but I would suggest emailing IT using itservicedesk@niagaracollege.ca. Make sure you include your name, your student number. Tell them if you have a college-issued laptop, or tell them if you are out of the country, and give your phone number so that they can contact you more quickly than through email. Okay, so I'm going to assume that everyone is okay with the next step. Okay, so let's assume that everybody has gotten the Global Protect. Let's assume that everybody is now connected to the Global Connect. And what we're going to do next is we are going to open up the AutoCAD application. Okay. So the AutoCAD application is this icon right here. Okay. This icon. If you do not have this on your status bar, your taskbar down here, that is just the AutoCAD 2020. Okay. AutoCAD 2020. If you do not have that icon on your taskbar, what you're going to do is you're just going to type it in the search, right? AutoCAD. You'll notice AutoCAD 2020 English. What do I want to do? I want to open that up. Okay, I want to open that up. I'm going to open that up. It'll take a minute. Okay, so this is, you guys won't see this. These are recent documents that I've looked at before. And this is what is important that you need to have come up. And you guys probably don't have this coming up yet because you have not borrowed the license yet. Okay? So in order to borrow the license, I have to be connected with my Global Protect. I have to be connected using the VPN. Okay, so that's what we did before, right? Down here on that icon, I am connected. So the next step I want you guys to do is I want you to borrow the license from the license server. That VPN, the Global Connect, the Global Protect is connected to this license server at the college. Now that we're connected to the license server at the college, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the location where the license is borrowed. So I'm going to close here. Where you can borrow the license, go to the top right-hand side of the screen. I've got the pull down here, and I'm going to say About Autodesk 2020. And you'll notice on here, it says Manage License. Okay, it says Manage License. I'm going to do that. Now, mine is different because I have already borrowed the license. It says return. Okay, it says return. And yours would say borrow. Okay, you say borrow. A calendar is going to come up, and so a calendar will come up. I want you. Okay, so Andy borrowed his until December 24th. That's fine. I'm going to suggest borrowing it until middle of January. Okay, middle of January. Andy, yours is okay. Just what will usually end up happening, you'll have to go and re-borrow it on Christmas Day. You're probably not going to do that, but that's okay. Maybe you'll give yourself a rest for the break week. Okay, so either borrow it till the end of December, or I like to suggest to the middle of January. Okay, that way you won't have to re-borrow the license. So borrow the license until some date. Usually we can borrow it at 6 months at a time. Do middle of January, and then when we come back in January, we'll re-borrow it again once it has expired. Now, Emma, I see you having. I try to open Autodesk, and it is saying fatal error. That's a problem. Okay, so what I want you to try, Emma, is closing out of the application, making sure, double checking that you have you are on the Global Protect and you are connected. Check that. Open up AutoCAD one more time and try to borrow it. If you still get the same error, what you're going to do is you are going to maybe do a screen capture of that fatal error, and you are going to email IT. Okay, you have to email IT. Okay, anybody else? Once you've borrowed it, choose that date. No, you should not be downloading it from Apps Anywhere. You do not need to download it from Apps Anywhere because it is locally installed on your laptop already. Okay, so the international students, I'm assuming, okay, yeah, Emma, that's it. Yeah, you need to contact IT. For international students, you need to refer to the materials that were sent to you by IT because you likely will be accessing your products through Splashtop, okay, through Splashtop. Okay, the international students, if you do not have a laptop, there is a different course of you will be going, let me just, you're going to be using the Splashtop instructions, okay? Remote access for Slapshot. So you're directly connecting to an on-campus computer. So the international students, so if you are not in Canada and you did not pick up your laptop, you have to access the laptop will be in a room at the college and you have to use Splashtop instructions, okay? So Splashtop instructions there. Correct. That is correct. If you're not connected, you will not be able to follow the steps through. Okay, but if you are having troubles connecting, you're going to get that resolved in the next day or two, and then I can walk you through it early next week. I'll walk you through it early next week, or you can review this recording and go to the location where we borrowed the license. Okay, so for the AutoCAD interface, I'm going to start a new, I'm going to go over here to templates. And you'll notice on this interface here, there's a getting started, there's a recent documents. Okay, recent documents, once you start using the program, it will be drawings that you accessed previously. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to go over to the start drawing. And here's another thing, like while I'm previewing, you don't necessarily have to be doing the same steps, right? While I'm doing the demo, you can just be watching, right? You don't necessarily have to be doing the exact same steps that I'm doing. Ideally, you just will be viewing what I'm doing and then try it on your own later on. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of walk us through, I'm going to walk us through opening up a new blank drawing, and I'm going to use going here to start drawing, and I'm going to use what we call a template file. And I'm just going to use this acad.dwt template file. Okay. And I'm going to select that, open it up, and all it is a blank drawing. All it is a blank drawing. Right here, it says borrowed license. The borrowed license expires in 127 days on Wednesday, January 12th, 2022. Okay, so that's when I borrowed it up to. Now, that's a reminder that even if I am no longer connected to the Global Protect, I will still get
Hey guys, just let's give Denise a quick second to reconnect here. She'll be right back.
I probably shouldn't have disconnected the Global Connect while I was in Blackboard. Okay, so sorry about that. So I'm back in here. So the borrowed license expires in 127 days, right? Wednesday, January 12th. So once you have borrowed the license, you don't have to be continuously connected to that Global Protect, the VPN. Once you've borrowed the license, you can disconnect. You only need to be connected to the Global Protect VPN address when you need to access the server at the college. Okay. So Ricardo, I see that you are Splashtop. Where is it? So that Splashtop, you are going to have to, I'm going to copy this page here. Okay, so go to this web address, and then you are going to select Splashtop instructions. Okay, Splashtop instructions. Now, Ricardo, you may have to follow up with IT in order to get additional help. Okay, so if we go to the IT Service Help Desk, so read through this information. If you are still having issues, right? If you're still having issues, you're going to have to go to service desk at niagaracollege.ca. Yeah, I would, after the lesson, disconnect from Global Protect. Otherwise, I think it might boot you out. So, okay, thank you, Anna. Yeah, so check your emails too, Ricardo. So noticing here, as soon, yeah, borrowed license, that's good. I'm just going to close this up now. So now let's look at the actual interface, right? Has anybody, let's do a poll here. I'm going to do a poll. Clear. Close. Multiple choice. Okay, so I've got, I have used AutoCAD. Yes or no? Who's yes or no? I have used AutoCAD. I just put a poll in Blackboard there. Yes or no? Oh, you can't vote. Won't let me click. Oh dear. Okay. Let's see. What are we getting in the chat here? You can't vote. Okay, I can see the poll results. Let me just close this. Let me do it one more time. End the poll. Let's try it again. How about now? Can you guys see it now? Okay, great. Getting lots of responses. It's looking kind of 50-50 here. Sure, click yes. So it kind of looks like half the class has had some experience with AutoCAD and the other half has not had any, or with Autodesk products. Okay, so we'll start out pretty fresh then. Okay, so it gives me a good idea of how many people have seen it before. What AutoCAD is, it is a computer automated drafting application. Okay, so it is hand drafting instead of hand drafting, it's computer drafting. Okay. We are going to start out with some very basic things. So let's look at the interface now. I'm going to close this poll now. Let me end it. Okay, so this here is the Autodesk interface, right? The whole application, if we look at the top band, okay, this is what they call the ribbon, right? And the ribbon is the location where the icons are stored to start a command. Okay, so the icons an icon is representative of what the command is. Okay, so that's the overall ribbon. Notice the ribbon also has individual tabs. So if I am on the Home tab, right now the Home tab is active, and there is a certain collection of commands that are put up on each one of these panels. Okay? You'll notice the Home tab, I have the Draw panel, right? So the Draw panel allows me to draw different objects. Then I have the Modify panel, right? Those are commands that I can use to modify objects. I have an Annotation panel, right? An Annotation panel. So that's where I can do text or dimensions, right? To provide some annotative objects, which are text dimensions and something called multimeters. The next panel is the Layers panel, Block, Properties, Group, Utilities, Clipboard, View, right? We have all of these different panels that are associated on the Home tab. If I then go and I click on this word called Insert, it changes the tab, okay? It changes the tab. Change the tab, and it has different panels on this tab here. So what the tabs do is it groups together panels, and these panels then are, they have commands or icons that are associated with that panel. Okay. If I then look at the Annotate tab, right? So this Annotate tab is strictly dealing with annotate objects. So it's a little more focused. Okay? Unlike on the Home tab, I have an Annotate panel, right? It's called Annotation, Text and Dimensions. The Annotate tab allows an expansion on those types of commands. Right? So commands are available to access by going to the tab and then selecting, looking for the panel, and then selecting the command, okay? So the icon is having to do with a command. Now notice as I hovered my mouse, okay, so usually we use a mouse for selection in AutoCAD. We use our mouse instead of the touch screen or instead of the touchpad on your laptop. So a mouse is highly, highly, highly recommended when you are using AutoCAD. When I hover my mouse on an icon, so let me pull my mouse away, and I'm going to hover my mouse over top of that line icon. Quick tip comes up, and then it expands even further to tell me what that actually command does, right? So when I am hovering over top of that, I have not selected the command. I'm just hovering my mouse over top of that. It gives me information about what that command does. And what the line command does is says it creates straight line segments, right? With the line command, you can create a series of contiguous line segments. Each segment is a line object that can be edited separately. So noticing on the graphic here, it says 1, 2, and 3, right? So what the 1 represents is the first spot that you clicked within the drawing window. Okay? This is, as you notice on my cursor, this whole area down here that kind of has this graph, this is the drawing window. Okay? So if I select this line command, I'm going to just use my mouse, using my mouse, I'm going to left click on the line command. Okay? I left clicked on the line command, and now I've pulled my cursor into the drawing window area. And it is prompting me, it is saying first point, specify first point. So where on the drawing window do I want to start my line? Let's say I want to start my line right here. All I do is use my left button and click. Now I can pull my cursor in any direction, and you'll notice that I am getting information coming up on the screen. And where the larger crosshairs are, that is where my second point would be. Okay, so where the crosshairs are, that is where my second point would be. So now I'm going to click there. And now you'll notice the line is in place and it is previewing me where the third point is going to be. Okay, so now I'm going to click that. When I am done creating this object, right? So let's say those are the 2 lines that I want to put in there. When I am done with the command, I'm just going to hit enter. Okay, I hit enter there. You can also, if I do that line command one more time, first point, second point, third point. If I want to exit out of the command, what I did there is I right-clicked, okay? And I can now, a right-click menu comes up and I can say enter. And now I have the 2 lines in place. Okay? So this, where I'm moving my cursor around, okay? And you'll notice on the graphic there, I'm moving my cursor around. That's called the crosshairs, right? That's the crosshairs cursor. And it is dependent upon how I am moving my mouse around. So that crosshair, that tells me where I am in the drawing window, okay? And that information is provided there. When I do the line command, okay, so I'm going back to the line command, and you're noticing this other piece of information comes up right by the cursor. And it's saying specify first point. And what it wants is it wants a location, okay? And you'll notice there's 2 pieces of information there. The first one is highlighted in blue, and that's considered the location along the x-axis. And then the second component is the location on the y-axis. And what that means overall is the drawing window in AutoCAD, think of it as a gigantic piece of graph paper. It's a endless piece of graph paper. And that's what those 2 numbers are, the intersection of the x-axis and the intersection where the x and y axes intersect. That's why they give you this piece of graph paper in the back. Okay, that's why there's a piece of graph paper in the back. And this location right down here, where we call this down here, this is the UCS icon. And we have, if I was to hover right there, it is at 0, 0. Okay, so there is a location within this overall piece of graph paper. We call this the origin. The origin is 0, 0, and everything in the if I go up and to the right of 0, 0, it's all positive numbers. If I pull my cursor lower and to the left, it's negative numbers. Okay, so that's just the location. We have an origin. The origin is 0, 0. This menu that's coming up at the cursor, that is called dynamic input. Okay. Now, you may or may not have that coming up on your cursor window. And the icon is down along this status bar here. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want to make sure that we all have the same icons showing up on this drafting aid toolbar. Okay, this is a drafting aid toolbar. I'm going to open this up. And I want to make sure that I have coordinates on. I want to make sure I have dynamic input on. And let's do units as well. Okay, so notice this, this little application on the lower right-hand side, that's a customization button so that I can see all of my drafting aid status bar down here. Now I'm just going to click that one more time and get off of there. So in order for me to have dynamic input showing up at my cursor, this icon right here has to be turned on. And turned on means that it's blue right now. Okay, it's blue. If I turn that off, you'll notice that even though I'm in the line command, no information is coming up at the cursor. Quick properties just tells you information about an object. Okay, quick properties tells you information about an object. Do we have that? Is that one on? Oh, quick properties. I don't turn quick properties on because I find it gets in the way. But okay, so we want to always make sure dynamic input should always be turned on. Okay, so this icon on the status bar should be blue, or I can hit F12 on the keyboard. Yes, thank you, Tony. F12 on the keyboard toggles that it's called a drafting aid. Okay? A drafting aid on and off. So when I use AutoCAD, I'm going to be using a combination of my keyboard, and I'm going to be using a combination on the mouse, right? I'm always using both. I'm using the mouse and the keyboard. So if I hit F12, that turns dynamic input off. If I hit F12 again, that turns dynamic input on. And I strongly suggest you keep dynamic input on. Okay, so the other thing too, I'm right now in a command, right? The command that is active is the line command. If I did not have a command active, so I'm going to turn dynamic input is on, right? Because I can see that icon right here. And I'm going to hit escape. So I do not have a command active right now. And you'll notice no command active, no information at my cursor. Okay, a command has to be active in order for the prompt to be up there. Okay, so now I'm going to start the circle command. Okay, I'm going to start the circle command. And again, I'm just hovering to tell me what it is. And by default, the circle command wants a circle in the radius. So now I'm going to click on the circle command. Notice as I pull my cursor into the drawing window, my dynamic input is on because it is prompting me for information at that location. If I don't have dynamic input turned on, in order for me to see what I have to do next, I need to look down here at this command prompt. Okay, so this is the command prompt, this white line down at the bottom here. This is the command prompt. If I don't have dynamic input on, that is where I have to talk to AutoCAD. Okay. If I have dynamic input turned on, then I can see the information right at the cursor. Okay. And I pick the radius point, and now it says, I picked the center point of the circle, and now it's prompting me for a radius of the circle. So I don't know, let me put in 10. I actually physically am typing in 10 here using my keypad, and now I'm going to hit enter. Right, and now that creates a circle. Right, if I select this circle, it doesn't matter right now. We're just kind of previewing it. No real idea to whether we're right now. We're just in decimal. Right, it's just 10 units in length right now. We're not going to get into the units today. Okay, so I have selected that circle. You'll notice no command is active, but it is giving me what we call these blue grips up here. Okay. If I want to find out information about this object, I'm going to use the properties button. Okay. Now the properties button, I can go right click, and I have two options here, properties or quick properties. The thing about AutoCAD is we can enter information using the keyboard. We can enter information using the mouse. Okay. Sometimes right-click offers a menu of what you want to do next, right? So I've selected this icon. I've selected my object. I'm going to right-click, and I can look at properties. Properties opens up what we call over here, it's a properties palette. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because this is pretty small. And open this up a little more even. And the properties palette here, it tells me that it's a circle, and it tells me the radius is 10, the diameter is 20, tells me the circumference, tells me the area. So this properties palette tells me information about the object that I have selected. If I don't want it anymore, I'm just going to close it. We can also dock it to the side as well, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Okay, so let me just go back over here for 1 second. All right, so when I open up AutoCAD, I decide, do I want to open up an existing drawing? Do I want to open up a new drawing? And what I did from the start menu is I opened up a drawing template and it gave me a tab up here, right? So it gave me another tab and it's calling it drawing 1, okay? So right now, if I was to exit out of this tab, let's see what happens there. I'm going to exit out of this tab and it's saying, uh-oh, before you close this tab, do you want to save the changes? If I say yes, it's going to put it where AutoCAD wants to put this file. So I'm going to say cancel. And I'm going to use an icon at the top that is a save as icon. Okay, now save as icon. If you do not have this save as icon on, this is called the quick access toolbar across the top. Okay, if you do not have the save as button here, what you need to do is you need to go to this little drop down icon here and place a check mark beside save as. Okay. So you'll noticing on this quick access toolbar, it's called the quick access toolbar, this icon right here is the new, this is open, this is save, this is save as. We have 2 other icons here, open from web and mobile, save to web and mobile, plot, undo, and redo. Okay, so these all have check marks beside it. That means they are going to appear across the top on this quick access toolbar. Strongly suggest that you have those all that have a check mark beside there so that you can go up here and you can easily access the save as button. Right? So if I go save as, I'm now going to place it in a location where I can find it again. Okay, so I'm going to path to my C drive. I'm going to path to my C drive. Oops. I'm going to go to users. Now you can save it on the OneDrive. The OneDrive is the cloud environment. Okay, I'm going to save it on my hard drive first. So I'm saving it right on my hard drive first. But you can save it on the cloud. It's up to you. All right, I'm just pathing to where I want to save it. And let's say here, I'm going to say week 1 demo. And hit save. Okay. So now you'll notice that tab changes to week 1 demo, right? And if I wanted to start another drawing, I can go up here, say new, brings me to the template location. I'm going to start another acad.dwt. And what you'll notice is the week 1 demo drawing remains in my software application, but now I have a separate drawing here. So AutoCAD, the Autodesk products, especially AutoCAD 2020, it allows you to have multiple drawings open at once, right? Multiple drawings open at once. What that allows us to do is it allows us to copy and paste from one drawing to the next. Or you can just be working on 2 drawings at once. You can have multiple drawings open at one time. Okay? So one of the questions come up was, how can I erase something that I draw? Okay, so this panel here, the draw panel, that allows you to create new objects. I need to go to the modify panel if I want to make any changes to existing objects. And I'm going to use the icon in the top corner. It looks like a pencil, right? And it says erase. Removes objects from a drawing. So if I execute the erase command, and now I select that circle, right? It's prompting me to select objects. I hit enter, it lets me erase that. The other thing that you can use to erase something is if I select the object, I've selected that line, now I hit erase, it erases that object. Or I can select that line and I can hit the delete button on my keyboard. All different ways to delete. Okay? If I want those objects back, I'm going to hit undo. Okay, it brings those objects back. Okay. All right, so quick access toolbar. The commands are located on the ribbon. They are categorized by the different tabs, and then they are then further categorized by each panel. Okay. Now, you don't have to click on the icon to start the command. You can also use a short form of the command. So the line command, let's say I don't want to move my cursor all the way up here to start the line command. I can type in L, and I started to type in the command, and another menu pops up, right? And it's kind of like a shortcut menu, and it's previewing me any commands that start with L. Okay? And the line command is the first one. So I can type in the keyboard L, and then I can hit enter. Right? I don't have to physically type out L-I-N-E. I can do what we call it's a command alias or a command short form. All right, so let me do some more line commands here. Right, and the undo command up here at the top on the quick access toolbar, it shows me the commands that I just did. So if I go down and I go group of commands right here, undo the line command, it takes away those 3 lines that I just drew in that line command. Okay. This here, you can undo a bunch of commands. You can't individually pick, but it goes in sequence. Okay, it goes in sequence. The other thing I want to show you on here, so we can have multiple drawings open at once. The thing, though, you want to make sure when you are starting in a new drawing, you want to make sure you save it, right? So you want to use that save as icon. You can either use that save as icon on the quick access toolbar. You can also go from this application menu here, and you'll notice the save as is right here. Oh, save as is right there, right? Save as, you want to save it as a drawing file. The other things you can also do from this application menu is to start a new drawing, open an existing drawing, save as, or you can close, right? So this is a quick access, easy access as well. You can also, if you're not sure where a command is located, you can type in the command at the top, and it will help you. It will show you where that actually is located on the ribbon. So it's telling me that the line command is located on the tab home, and it is located on the draw panel, and it is the line command. Okay, so that's also this rectangle at the top. It's a search to help you find commands within the ribbon. Okay, once you have accessed that command within the ribbon, I can even start it from this location, right? I could start that line command from that location as well. Drawing window, right? This is where we do all the actual drawing. So if you click on a command at the top here, let me say I'm going to do move. I want to select the objects I want to move. I'm using the command, it says where select the base point. Right, and now I can move that object. What happens if I select this X right here? If I select this X right here, it closes the drawing. Okay, so if I select the X on the tab, or if I select the X on the drawing window, it is prompting me to save the changes to the drawing because it's going to close that drawing window. Okay? If I choose the X at the top left-hand corner, or sorry, the top right-hand corner, that's actually going to close the application altogether, and it will prompt me if I've made any changes to any saved drawings. It will prompt me there on whether or not I want to save any changes. The other thing across the bottom here, this is the model space, and then we have what we call layout tabs, which we will get into in a couple weeks. But when we are doing general drawing, we want to be in the model space, and that is where we draw objects real world size. Okay? The other thing I want you to notice here on this status bar, like I had said before, these are drafting aids. Okay, these are drafting aids. And if something is blue, that means that drafting aid is turned on. Okay. So right now, you'll notice this drafting aid right here as I hover on it. That is the grid mode. Okay, grid mode means that's that graph paper that's being displayed in the back. Okay, if I turn that off, I can hit F7, and they notice the grid paper on the back is turned off. Okay, if I hit F7 again, that is turned back on. This drafting aid here, what I want you to do is I want you to see, notice how this right here is the coordinates, and there is an X, Y, and a Z coordinate. The Z is 0. That is because we are only moving in 2D right now. And the location of this information is where my cursor is located. So note, as I move my cursor around, you'll notice that those coordinates are changing. Okay? If I select the object and I hover my cursor at that center point, you'll notice that it is showing me information about this center. That is the X and Y that is being displayed on those coordinates on that status bar.
Denise,
yes, sir.
could we see the move command again?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep. So I'm going to initiate the move command, and let's say I want to move this circle. Right now I have the circle selected. I'm then going to go and I'm going to choose the move command. And what it wants to do is it wants a base point. Okay, so I'm just going to pick my cursor over here, and I'm moving my circle around on the screen. Okay. Now I choose the point where I want to place it. Okay. Usually when you pick a base point, you want a specific location on the circle. Right? So I'm going to do move again. I'm going to do the command first. Then I'm going to select the object. Right? So notice that the modify commands, sometimes you can choose the icon to start the command, and then you select the object, or you can select the object and then the command. It has, both of those are acceptable. It's interactive there. Okay. And then if I select objects, I'm done selecting my circle, so I'm going to hit enter. Now my base point, and I was able to choose the center part of that circle to move it to the end point. Those are called object snaps. How do you pull up that search menu to look for specific commands? Okay. All I did was I went over to the application menu. Okay, that's the big red A. Go to the pull down and then start to type in the command here. Okay, so move is the command. Okay, move is the command. Shows you where it's located. It's on the home tab, modify panel, move. Or if I want to execute that, I can click on there now. Okay, if you're not sure what a command does, let's say you're just starting to investigate the ribbon, you're not sure what a command does, hover over that move icon, and then it says press F1 for more help. If I hit F1 right now, what's going to open up is the Autocad Help, and it's actually going to be right on the move command, and it tells me more information about that. Okay? It tells me how to actually do it. The following prompts are displayed. Okay? Base point, second point, that information there. It is now 10:20. Let me just make sure I pretty much. Yeah, we'll revisit this again on Monday, but just kind of giving you a quick overview of what AutoCAD 2020 is. What I want you guys to focus on for next Monday is if you are still having problems with Global Protect, I want you to make sure you're contacting the IT service desk to get that resolved. Next Monday, I want everybody to come to class, and I want you to make sure that you've already borrowed the license, okay? So take the time from today, maybe contact IT right now after this class, and get that resolved. I want to make sure that we're all up and running for next Monday so that we can jump right in and get started with AutoCAD. All right, so that is the end of today's class. Next week, we'll do a quick folder management. We'll have a practice quiz. We'll have a practice assignment submission. And then on Wednesday, we'll start talking about how to create a drawing. And we'll look a little more into the drafting aids. Dino Morabito and myself, we are going to be, yes, I will be in the next estimating class, and that starts at 11:30. Okay, so I'm going to end the recording. Just if you want to practice, just kind of maybe, Jesse, I know what should we practice? Just go in and start looking at where the commands are located, and just kind of fool around with getting used to using the mouse, doing your left click, your right click, and doing different entry with the keyboard, stuff like that. Yep, for all classes that you meet with Mr. Ogilvy, Mr. Morabito, and myself, it is all through the Blackboard Ultra, so you will need your laptop to access the class. Okay, so have a quick break, maybe grab a coffee, and we'll see you guys in an hour. Chase for the schedule. Class starts at 2:30. Chase, if it starts at 2:30 and it's only one block, then it's an hour. Yeah.